reading a few scenes from my play, Floating Stone. I am a little boy. The smell of the aspen pine air freshener shakes out into the truck as we drive down the bumpy road. We arrive at the river, truck doors open, and we are at the water's edge. He starts to skip stones. He stops. He motions for me to join. Then I remember he is dead, and I am not a boy anymore. My throat gets tight and my chest squeezes. I miss you. He turns and points to the ground. Dig, he says. I scrape the rocky hard earth with my hands. My fingernails burn as if they're being peeled off. Then, from the earth, a hunk of stone covered in oil. The black liquid slowly falls from my hands, and I see underneath is a pipe. Then my father rises high into the air, turns into a stone, and sinks into the depths of that green water. Sound of a restaurant. Give me the trucker special, eggs scrambled, brown toast, coffee, and orange juice, thanks. An old man approaches my table. You gotta be Walter's boy. You look just like him. Remember me? A face this pretty you don't soon forget. Mind if I join you? How long you been back home? Just got back. It's good to see somebody living in that house again. What you got there? A letter, huh? Well, judging by the look of your face, you don't seem too happy about it. Let me guess. A woman gave you that. Oh boy, you just signed a lease on the doghouse when a woman gives you a letter. You gonna open it? Come on, you gotta read it. I got one of those when I was young from my wife. Refused to read it. Told her ours is an oral culture and it wouldn't be very Indian of me to read it. What did she do? Picked up my goddamn TV and threw it out the fucking window. Told me if I was too Indian to read, I was too Indian for hockey night in Canada. Boy, I was sure pissed off. I left on a good bender with your father after that, which is what pissed her off in the first place. Walter, I sure miss him. He must be on your mind from time to time. Really dreaming of him, huh? Tell me, dreams are important. Before I know it, I'm telling this old geezer about my dream and the letter, and he seems real interested, like maybe he knows something I don't. We go for a drive out to the place by the river in my dream. Is the river as you remember it, or does it seem different? Different, huh? Means you visited him because it says he remembers the river, not as you do. Means you're seeking his guidance. The dead see us for what we are. Ah, you think I'm crazy, huh? Your father was a chief with vision. He did things many said couldn't be done. Died before his time. Between you and I, this place has a record with it. Yeah, head down that way. Boy, this road is bumpy, huh? Yeah. We moved all through and up here these hills, cutting timber. Worked with your dad, your uncles, your brother, well, half-brother Roland. Yep, all those boys have passed on now, except Roland. Or they turned into old men. We all got along back then. We used to come out here all the time and drink with a couple bottles of rye and fish. Boy, your dad could be one crazy bastard. When we were young, right here, a group of white guys came driving down by the road. Well, they started hooping and hollering like a bunch of Italians in a John Wayne movie. Mocking us, you know. Well, bad move, I say, because your dad could box, boy. He loved it. He used to dance around and say, look at me. I'm Mohammed Creed. Float like a butterfly, right into your old lady's teepee. What a character. So, he grabs this jackfish he caught. Great, big, slimy bastard. Still alive, too. He hucks it through the rolled-down windshield, hit the driver right in the face. They are mad as hell, so they get out of the truck and start calling your dad over. So he walks over and bam, bam, just like that, drops two of them. Boy, those fellas took off right quick. I got us the hell out of there, because times were different back then. Us Indians could hardly leave the reserve without permission. Stop! That's where we buried him. Buried it? What do you mean? What did you bury? Like you and my dad? I'll stay here. You go. What are we looking for? A stone. Start digging. Listen, Rick, I don't know anything about pipes or sweats and ceremonies. I'm just not into it. I respect it, but it's not something I understand. That's okay. You have to start somewhere. I didn't have any respect for our culture till I became older. And I am by no means a medicine man or holy man. Just an old guy with a little bit of knowledge. I don't know how to say it. I just really feel disconnected from the culture. I don't know if that's the right wording. I just feel kind of numb. Sometimes when I drink, I can feel it. I don't feel like I got a right to feel this way. I think about hurting people. Hurting them real bad. People that I'm supposed to love. And sometimes I want to hurt myself too. I don't know, it's just the truth. When I was young, I used to think about going home from residential school and killing my parents. Really? Yes. It was because I blamed them for allowing me to be taken away. It's an interesting thing, the way our brains work. My parents weren't perfect, but it was things outside their control that took me away to that mission. Yet I blamed them. But it makes sense because they were supposed to be the ones to protect me. But they couldn't. When I was a kid, I would imagine I went away. Just left home and worked on a container ship. You know those big ass ships? Watched a show on them. And I saw they went all over the world. Just disappear one day and not see anything. I'd teach everybody a lesson. I'd make them worry about me. And I'd imagine they would wonder what they did wrong, what they did to make me leave. I'd go off and see the world. Come back some years later and I'd be all worldly. And I would have worked out so I'd be all buff too, right? And when I got back, my mom, my brothers, my family, they would see me. They would see that I was special. But that never happened. I just stayed home and nothing really special happened. Never left on any kind of adventure. All my life I was told I had to go out and be somebody. I always believed my dad saw me as a disappointment because I just couldn't get it together. Never did well in school, never had any friends really. A quiet kid. I didn't get bullied because I was a big kid and I had a temper, but I never really felt part of the group, you know? Had a few friends, I guess, but nobody who really felt close to. Could never sit still. Always had to be moving. It was just a challenge. I wanted to be out in the bush, hunting and building shelters and fishing, that kind of thing, you know? But there was nobody to do that with. I used to read lots of books too. Just young adult novels, I guess is what they were called. I read this Merlin series, like the Wizard, you know? Well, when he was a young kid, like 15, before he met King Arthur and all that. I liked it because I never thought of Merlin as a young kid. In my mind, he was always an old wise man. In those books, his dad gets wasted by an evil wizard. Merlin has to go on an adventure and find his dad's killer. Merlin's friend was killed. He died helping Merlin fulfill his quest because he knew Merlin had a destiny and he believed in him to be something they all needed. Anyways, I was always confused as to who I'd rather be in this story. I didn't know if I wanted to be Merlin or his friend. His name was William. William never let it bother him that all the attention was given to Merlin. You see, Merlin was told he had a great destiny, and people were threatened by it. Not William. He just wanted to help him. He had enough love to die for something. I don't think I could ever love like that. If I couldn't have been Merlin and I was William, I would have been angry. I would have been pissed off that I wasn't the one with the great purpose, the great destiny. I think I would have become Merlin's enemy. I'm just being honest. I think I'm a little bit ugly inside, and I don't want anyone to know. Every man has to confront his darkness, but few have the courage to do that. You just have to make a choice. I kind of feel like I got this inside, like maybe, I don't know. I just feel like I've been put in this little box, you know? Like I got a place, like a role to play. And the moment I step out of that, people have a lot to say about that. Some of what they really want is me, but a lot of it isn't. So it is what it is, I guess. Paul, it's your mother. Listen, I need you to understand that you are wasting your life. How do you think that makes me feel? Do you think I made all the sacrifices I made so that you could just lay around and be a fuck-up? How do you think that makes me look? Paul, you need to get it together. That woman you are with is no good. And I understand because you are young and don't really understand how the world works yet. You are not doing anything with your life, and I know you'll say you're working. But at what? Cutting trees under power lines? If you run for chief, you have a good chance of winning. And you would make a great chief. Don't worry, you will understand in time. You just have to trust me. If your father was alive, he would tell you the same thing. You know, Mom, you say need a lot. You need to do this, you need to do that. But who are you anyway? You see me, I was just an afterthought in your life. I was the old pot of stew on the back burner that you never wanted to eat out of. The only time you came down from your high and mighty mission of waging war on behalf of the oppressed was when I fucked up in your eyes. And it was always the same goddamn thing, wasn't it? Paul, you need to do better, be more responsible, because I don't have time for this. So now what? You want me to step into the ring with my half-brother and run for chief? And you want me to believe you want me to do it for my own benefit? You're so full of shit. Oh, go fuck yourself, Paul.